Come on in to Sister's Tarot. Gather round, everyone. I have here my trusty magic 8-ball. Let's take a look inside, see what it has to show us today. Hello, Capricorn. This is a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node in Capricorn. Take what resonates and leave out the rest. If you don't resonate with the reading, feel free to check out my other videos. You may have some messages there. No, without further ado, let's start the reading. I hope you had a good week and that your weekend's going great so far. And that you're doing well. And come on now, let's not stop at that. And I'm using the Anime Tarot. We have Judgment in reverse. The Knight of Wands in reverse. I was making sure that I didn't have the whole deck in reverse. I've already done that before, so I'm make sure I didn't do that again. That's too many. We have the Queen of Wands. And the Chariot. And at the bottom of the deck we have Nine of Wands. So we're going to start with the Judgment in reverse. I'm picking up someone has misjudged you in some way and did not rightfully do so. And that with this Knight of Wands in reverse, the judgment was possibly that they thought that in the past that you were a player, but with it in reverse, they're starting to see things more clearly is what I'm getting. But they misunderstood you when really you're just an adventurous person is what I'm getting from this. And then we have the Queen of Wands, which can be also the King of Wands. You're a very passionate person, but you don't like to be held down. That is the reason why there was a misjudgment on their part. Because they thought just because you don't like to be tied down, that that meant that you were just playing games, but you just don't like to, I'm picking up you don't want commitment at this time. And it's not that you don't at all, ever. It's just not right now, because you're full of life right now and just wanting to live your life and live your life at its fullest. And you're wanting to get the most out of you, your singlehood is what I'm picking up. So you were connected to somebody that thought that you were a player and was interested in you. And it's not that you weren't interested in them, just not anything too deep. More on a, I'm picking up more platonic, and that maybe it could go farther later down the road, but you're not really ready for that. And with the Chariot here, I'm also picking up that you want to go on not only many adventures, but to travel. So you don't want to be tied down right now, because that also means that there's a chance that you could also enter parenthood if you were to do so, and you're not ready for that. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you're not ready for that, you're just not ready for that. So with that being said, someone just misunderstood you and misjudged you, but they're starting to see you from a better perspective is what I'm picking up. And they're starting to see that you're just not ready for that kind of commitment yet, or to settle down at this time. And that you're just a very adventurous person, and you really want to just go and explore all that there is to explore. And that you'll travel all over the world as much as you can is what I'm picking up. That's what your plan is. And with these stars in alignment, I'm picking up you'll be able to successfully do so. And that maybe later on with these two horses is what I'm picking up. You may take on a companion with you when you're ready for that, but you're not at this point, you're not ready. And then we have the Nine of Wands here. So you feel like you had to hold your ground in this situation as well, because they might have come at you with that misjudgment. But you have what it takes to overcome that situation, and you're not going to let it keep you down or bog you down. Now I'm going to see what I'm getting overall and make sure I don't need any clarifiers before I move on to the Oracle. I'm going to go ahead and get a clarifier for this Nine of Wands, and I'm going to use the vice versa deck. Or vice versa deck. Okay, we have the King of Wands. So we have the Queen and the King of Wands here. And then here on the top we have the Four of Wands. So there could be possibly marriage in the future. And since we have the Queen of Wands here and the King of Wands, more than likely whoever is resonating with this could be a Queen of Wands representation. Meaning like you could be a feminine. But you don't have to be. This could be vice versa. Take it however it resonates. But this could be somebody that could end up in marriage in some way later down the road when you're ready for that. So, of course, that's up to you if that's really what you want later down the road. But this person that you're connected to that did misjudge you only because they saw you from the wrong way, not because they were trying to see you that way. It's just a big misunderstanding on their part is what I'm picking up. And that they started to see you from a different light and started seeing you as seeing that that's not what the case was. You're just not ready to settle down or commit to anyone or anything in that way. Now I'm going to see if there's any more clarifiers I need and see what overall before moving on to the Oracle. I feel like I need to go ahead and move on to the Oracle because I'll get more insight in that. I feel like that's all I need just for this alone. So I'm going to move on to the and use the Psychic Tarot. finally, we have the spiritual union in reverse. So, not only has there been a misjudgment, there has been a disconnection in this situation. So, I'm picking up from this that they decided on their own accord to just break the ties with you, because they are wanting this at this time, but you're not. You're on two different pages. So there could have been a potential had they been patient, is what I'm picking up. But they decided to break the ties with you. But that doesn't mean either that way down the road they could come back into your life if you're truly meant to be together, or they could be just someone else in your future altogether. Regardless, I'm picking up this is just really their loss, because you have a right if you're not ready, and just like they have a right if they are, and it's just you're not on the same page. So they decided, is what I'm picking up, to cut ties with you, and you just let them go and let them be, is what I'm picking up. Universe. And this being right underneath the Knight of Wands in reverse, and what all I was picking up, because it's also for the World card. 21 represents the World card. That just gives backs up further that you're definitely not a player. You're just not ready for commitment, and you're just wanting to travel. And that you're an adventurous person, and you're just wanting to experience and explore the world as much as possible. And that maybe later down the road you might take a partner on for that is interested in travel in the way that you are, when you're ready for that. And that you're really just taking things the way you feel like in the moment. You're not even thinking ahead of time, when it comes to marriage or commitment. That doesn't mean you're not planning other things ahead of time. You're mostly living in the moment, is what I'm picking up. And just taking life as it goes and as it comes. So I'm going to go ahead and get another card. We have emotional loss. And this being underneath the Queen of Wands, deep down you feel like, have you made the right decision? Because you feel like you're at an emotional loss. Well, of course, that's up to you if you want to decide that part. But if somebody really does, this is just, from my perspective and the advice, and you can take it or leave it. But if somebody truly is wanting to be with you, they would have patience and allow you to do what you're wanting to do, and just set you free even, and let you do what you want to do on that. Because if you're not ready, it's best that they don't pressure you into that. So it was good that they did at least go the other direction. Now, with that being said, that does not mean that you made the wrong decision, because if you're truly meant to be together, you'll come back together. Things will happen. What's meant to be will be. So the advice on that, you can take it or leave it. It's just not to let it tear you up too much. I mean, if you love this person, I can understand. But look at it from this perspective. If they truly loved you, and you want someone that truly loves you, they would have come from an understanding place. So there's a good chance they could come to the same realization that they act irrationally, and decide to come back around and let you know, okay, you're right, you're not ready, but that doesn't mean that I have to cut all ties. We can at least still keep some kind of ties to each other in some way, even if it's just platonic, and then see where it goes from there, and just take a slower pace. I'm picking up you also don't want to rush things, and this person might have, again, is what I'm picking up, that they were ready for something more at this time, but you're not. So That's up to you if you decide whether you really think this was a loss or not. But this is just the advice that was put there, and you could take it or leave it on that. And I'm feeling drawn to go ahead and take a clarifier on this emotional loss and see what the advice as far as for the reading goes. Not from my perspective, but what the cards have to say on that. What God and Source has to say on the situation, on this emotional loss. Too many. Okay, we have the Emperor here. And then at the top of this deck here, we also have the Three of Swords. So you definitely feel like you might have possibly let go of let someone, like, not let them go as in you let them go because they walked away, but you're wondering if it's definitely a clarification that you wondered if you shouldn't have let them just leave your life like that. And with this being the Emperor, it could be the Emperor or the Empress, because you're wondering if this could have been your divine counterpart. And with that Four of Wands showing up, there's a good chance that that could have been someone you could have married. But then again, if it's really meant to be, it'll come back around. Of course, if you have a way of contacting them and know how to, you know, you can always reach out. But that's your choice on that. And of course, it's your free will to decide if you want to put things on hold or whatnot. But the advice is on this situation is to be in your divine power, whether this is a divine masculine or feminine that you are. And I'm picking up the ball is in your court. So it's your choice to make on that. So it's your call. So there is no real advice to this situation, other than if the person is meant to be in your life and you truly are meant to be married, so things will work out and you will come back together, whether you reach back out or not. But the ball is in your court to decide. So I'm going to go ahead and get another oracle. I don't feel like that needed to come out. That's double chariot though, but it doesn't feel like I should take that card, so I'm not. So there's a double victory no matter what the outcome. That's what I'm picking up out of that though. Partnership and alliance. So there's a good chance things can still come together and you'll work together with this person. So there is a good chance that they could come back around, and either that or you're going to reach out, whichever decides. There is a good chance that you two, when I was picking up this partnership, they may decide that they can just let down their guard. I'm picking up they may decide to reach out to you first and decide that they want to go with you on these adventures and not to rush things, as in maybe as platonically, and just see where it goes from there. And with this alliances, I'm picking up that you might come into an agreement with that. Of course, that's up to you. That's just what it's showing. And at the bottom of the deck, we have memories of love. So I'm picking up, just as you're also feeling this, they are also thinking about maybe they did act irrationally, and that maybe they should have cherished this more and allow themselves to just let things flow naturally. Because the two of you could just travel together and go on adventures together and just let things naturally unfold and see where it goes from there. But, you know, this is up to you if you want to go ahead and take that on, if they are to reach out, or if you decide to reach out and this is what happens. And then when we have here the Emperor right here, this is the number 3, which it represents the Empress. And then we have 5 here, not only change, but also represents the Hierophant, which can also represent marriage as well. And then we have 6 here, love, which of course memories of love here, but 6 represents the lovers in the tarot as well. So there, and then we had the 4 of Wands. So there's a good chance that this could come back around and you two could travel together, and then things just slowly escalate into, could potentially be more. So so all is not necessarily lost. Now all is not necessarily lost. And I'm feeling drawn to look underneath this. So the waiting game. I'm picking up, don't just sit around waiting. And with this 2 here, which represents the High Priestess, number 2 does, that listen to your intuition and keep living your life. So don't put your life on pause is what I'm picking up. And just go ahead and go on the adventure. And of course, if you decide if you want to reach out to the person, that's one thing. But don't just put your life on pause. And if things are meant to come together, they will come together. And I'm going to go ahead and take another card. I feel like I need to look under this one as well. Spiritual strength. I'm picking up that you might need to work on your spiritual strength as well and building that up. Especially when you have spiritual union in reverse. So with that being shown, obviously, especially with the emotional loss, it might have flipped you upside down in a way that also knocked you off kilter spiritually speaking. So you might want to get yourself back in realignment with spiritually. And that prayer and meditation would be beneficial for you at this time to do so, and getting out in nature and just release the negativity that you're holding within you. And that would be a good idea for you. Now I'm going to see what I'm getting overall before I close out the reading. I'm picking up something significant could possibly happen between May 21st and the next 3 months. So I'm picking up there's a good chance that things could start unfolding and coming together the way it needs to in that time frame. So either way, don't put your life on pause and keep living your life and doing what you've already planned to do. And whether you decide to reach out first or just let things go and they'll reach out. Someone I'm picking up is definitely going to reach out, especially with the Chariot here and this being underneath it, partnership and alliance. Someone's going to move forward into reaching out to the other. And I'm picking up destiny is going to be at play with that situation. So listen to your intuition, what it's telling you and guiding you, and see if it's meant for you to reach out or them to reach out. But regardless, just keep living your life and don't put it on pause. And not to hold it against them that they misjudged you, because everybody can misjudge somebody at some point. No one's perfect. But at least they started seeing that that's not who your character is. And they started seeing you in the way that they should. And not to hold that against them or over their head is what I'm picking up. And that this could have the potential to go a long ways and be victorious for both of you. And that this could lead to a marriage, especially when you got partnership and alliance. And the Empress here and the Emperor and the 4 of Wands and all of that coming together. So there's a good chance that things really could come together. And since the Chariot did want to come out again, there's a good chance you could both come together and reach out together at the exact same time. You never know. I mean, things can happen in strangest ways. You could both end up reaching out to each other. And that you both agree to see where things can go and just travel and just see where things go from there. So that's all I'm getting from the reading. I hope this helped you in some way and helped give you some kind of clarity. And be sure to turn on the notification bell so you know each time I upload a new video. And like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, God bless.